Hello, welcome back to Ambassador Notes. Today we're going to talk about Eid al Fitr. If you're interested in learning about Eid al Adha or Ramadan in general, please visit one of our other links. We'll include those either there or there somewhere. But Eid al Fitr is one of the two holiest days in the Islamic calendar. Fitr means the breaking of the fast, and in the same way that English has breakfast, which literally means to break your fast, same in Spanish, desayunar, to stop fasting, this is a special day. It marks the end of Ramadan, the holy month of Muslims, which is a time of fasting, prayer, and self discipline. And it falls on the first day of Shawwal, which is the lunar months. Remember, the Islamic calendar is according to the cycles of the moon, not according to the seasons of the year. It's not an agricultural calendar. So therefore, it varies from year to year. Uh, the idea is to express thanks to Allah for strength to complete the fast and for spiritual growth. This is the ideal that you're going to hear preached. So the main religious observance is the Eid prayer. People go to a large mosque or sometimes an open field, and they will hear a sermon oftentimes, and they will say their Islamic prayers. The sermon oftentimes will be in the local language, while the Islamic prayers everywhere in the world, they have to be in Arabic. What if you don't speak Arabic? Well, it's too bad. They have to be in Arabic. But the sermon can be in the local language. This is also a day when people will often give, or have to give sometimes in some places, zakat, which is an offering. In some places, this literally means that the animal that you sacrifice for your family, you take some of that animal and give it to the poor people. But usually nowadays, it just has to do with giving an offering, a financial offering to a Muslim charity or your local mosque who will distribute that for you. Now, that's the religious obligation, but in the same way that Christmas and Easter have a religious part, but most of what people do during Christmas season and Easter season is not necessarily religious. This is not very different. The family and social celebrations are a key part of Eid al Fitr. Remember, people have been fasting during the daylight hours. They've been abstaining from sex, abstaining from smoking, abstaining from even drinking water during the daylight hours for that whole period of Ramadan. So when you get to go back to enjoying a regular meal and regular dietary customs, it's quite nice. So, what are some of the family and social celebrations? In the same way that Christmas is different, whether you're in Lebanon or here in Spain or over in Florida, it's also similar with the Muslim world. Local foods are different, and local customs are different. However, family and social celebrations are common everywhere in the world. Oftentimes, people will wear their new or their best clothes. They'll greet each other with the greeting Eid Mubarak, which means blessed Eid. Eid is an Arabic word, it means like a feast or yearly festival. So it's pretty similar to happy holiday, to be honest. They'll visit with relatives or friends, they'll hug, they'll share festive meals. Oftentimes, they'll have special sweets or special desserts. And children oftentimes will receive a gift. Now, this is different from family to family and place to place and culture to culture, but it could be either a sum of money, it could be a new clothing, it could be a toy, but anyway, it's a time to bless children and to give children some sort of gift. We've already talked about the zakat, and that also includes hosting meals, especially if you host meals and you invite poor people over. That is considered to be of great merit. People who would not normally have the funds and the means to have their own meal. Now, the Eid is on a particular day, but the festivities can last up to 4 days. However, through almost the entire Muslim world, maybe it is the entire Muslim world, this Eid is an official holiday. So the first day of the Eid, Eid al Fitr, everybody has that day off. And then even if some people have to go back to work after that first day, they'll still have other festivities and celebrations and meetings and things like that. So, what is it supposed to mean theologically for Muslims? It's more than just the ending of the fast. It's supposed to be a time of gratitude, um, and supposed to be a time of remembering the entire purpose of Ramadan, which is for Muslims the celebration of what they consider to be the revelation. Of course, as Christians, we don't agree with this, but what they consider to be the revelation of the Quran to their founding figure. So this is what Ramadan, or sorry, this is the final day of Ramadan, and this is what Eid al Fitr is all about. Some questions that you can ask your Muslim friend, just briefly. Ask them, so in your country, what is Eid al Fitr like? In your culture, what are some of the foods or the sweets that you like to eat? Tell me about a memory when you were a child on Eid al Fitr. Did you receive any gifts? And you'll be able to get into some great conversations with them. And you can also ask them, do you know about our holidays? Do you know about Christmas? Do you know about Easter? And hopefully that will be a great beginning of a conversation. Thank you for your heart, for your Muslim neighbor and friend or colleague. And also, may God bless you as you share the good news and the love of Christ with them in thought, word, and deed.